It's drawn by Super Chemist. If you want to watch all these, because this is a series of videos called All I Know About Wives, Marriage, something, psychology, I forget. But you'll see it has a bunch of slashes: wife, marriage, family, psychology. That was it. I think this is part 8 or part 9. Last thing we were talking about was femininity and masculinity, and how in the past videos and probably in the future I'll do this. I'll talk about how men have been feminized and women have been masculinized. Keep in mind, I'm not talking about your appearance. Like these women that are actually masculine as heck look, feminine as hell. They have a nice, slutty dress on. They got all, or color coordinated, the shoes and whatever match, and look feminine as heck. That's what I'm not talking about that type of stuff. Okay, I'm talking about their personality. Okay, just like a woman keeps going to work and then they get more bossier and pushier around, and they can't admit that they're wrong on anything, and it just makes them more crazy. Because they're not built to do it. It's like the bear. Yeah, you can make the bear ride on a little tricycle and balance a ball on his nose. You could do that for 5 years, but let me tell you, that bear is not happy. And sooner or later, the bear is going to be a bear. He's going to overcome what you taught him and go back to biology. He can't. No species that has ever existed can deny their biology, as much as we want to think that we can. I mean, you can to a degree, but it's only to a degree, because some of these biomechanisms are about survival. They're survival mechanisms, and that means they're very, very strong. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here today, right? Okay. So let's go back to where we were at. Oh, did I really go over all this? Oh, okay, I passed over a whole page here. Okay, well, let's do this page here then. We were talking about marriage and it needs to be a hierarchy, right? You need to have a leader and a follower. If a woman is the leader, your marriage is doomed. You might as well just give her half your stuff now. Why wait 5 years? You know what I mean? But you're... But we were saying that... okay. Okay, so anyways, we went over that. We went over being selfish. Okay, so anyways, if you base your marriage on, love and compatibility, right? You don't care about biology, okay? You didn't listen to me about getting about a submissive woman and a woman getting a dominant man. You wanted to go for love, which is basically a drug, and compatibility. So you're basically thinking like a child, okay? And you want to take the easy route. So it's easy to pick the drug, right, which would be love. Yeah, that's the easy part. Okay. And it's easy to pick for compatibilities when you're not trying to find a lifelong marriage, okay? But when you do that, though, because compatibility in a Pastafarian religion, it's not about, or in a good hierarchy marriage. It's not about, compatibility isn't like about hobbies and interests, you know what I mean? Like, it has nothing to do with that, because your hobbies and interests are going to be opposite to each other, because men and women are opposite, so their interests are opposite. So, what matters is that when we're talking about compatibility, It has nothing to do with interest or hobbies in it when you're picking for a good marriage. It has to do with this, like how many kids is each one, economic status, expectations. You know, does the woman want to be a billionaire, or is she normal and she's like, oh, I want to be middle class, make 50,000, 60,000 a year, have a family, and pick a fence, 2 cars, and a nice house. You know, I can go out when I want to get, the Denny's or something, or, get a steak, somewhere or whatever, or go anywhere I want, really. Can't go $50,000 vacations every year. You have to go to vacations like, drive 2 states over with all your family and get a hotel there and whatever. If they're normal like that, you need to know. Because if one of you want to be a billionaire and one of you don't, how's that going to happen? Vacations and number 3, vacations and travel. That needs to be discussed. See, this is one of the things. This is part of the list too, where like some of this is for when you're going to get a wife, okay? But there's also a list of things you should be asking your woman when she asks you to date. To have a relationship where you're one-on-one, and that's officially dating. You need to start asking questions at that point. You have to say, hey, no. If you want to be serious, then I'm going to be serious. And my seriousness wants a certain type of marriage, wants a certain type of relationship. So we need to discuss to see if we both want that same relationship. Because if you want a totally different type of relationship, what's the point in us getting together in that fashion, saying that we're boyfriend and girlfriend? But vacations and travel. She wants to go to Dubai's, and France and all these other places, and you're like, well, I don't want to spend no 50 grand a year to go to a country where I don't even speak the language. When I could do anything in Dubai, you can do it in the United States. You don't have to leave the United States. The United States is so giant and has so many landscaping in different states and different this and that. You literally you cannot do anything. You can see the Eiffel Tower. That kind of thing. But there's nothing you can do there other than see the sights, but we have sights here too. We have the Mount Rushmore and Liberty statue and every, but you need to know. Because if you're with a woman that wants to go to Dubai's every year, whatever that expensive place is, you need to know that. That's what it's about. That's compatibility. Not, hey, do you like to play checkers? Do you like to go bowling? No, no one cares, okay, about those. Or you shouldn't. You shouldn't care about that. Are they submissive? Don't, because if you're having sex with someone, or you're just hanging out casually, blah, 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 and you want, fielding out whether you should be boyfriend and girlfriend, once you get to that point where she wants to be your boyfriend, this definitely needs to be brought up, okay? Are you submissive, and why? Why do you think you're submissive? These women out here think they're submissive. They're masculine, more masculine than a truck driver at a strip joint, but they act like they're feminine because they dress very feminine. But that's not femininity is about, okay? I mean, yeah, sure, there is feminine dressing and masculine dressing. That has nothing to do with your personality being feminine or masculine. You know what I mean? You get a truck driver that is 50 pounds overweight. You got a scruffy beard on, and you put him in a dress. He's still masculine, just like a woman. A woman that's masculine. And the truck driver's like, fuck this, blah, blah, blah. And he's smoking and his stashes are falling. Yeah, he's, Anyways, where was I at? Yeah, just because a woman has a feminine dress doesn't mean that she's feminine. Anyways, and then the last thing I have here, and there's more than this. This is off the top of my head. Another thing you'd have to do is 20 questions to see, and it's basically an idiot test or a feminazi test, and I'll go into that later on. To see, I'll give you an example. One of the 10 or 20 questions that you should always ask. Sit your woman down if she wants a relationship and say, I need to know the answers to these questions before I even think about, being boyfriend and girlfriend with you. First question, and I want you to keep in mind, I'm going to tell you, you don't tell the woman this, right? But I want you to think about it. What's the definition of a leader? Okay. And some people will say, oh, patience, and they'll give me all these traits, like, oh, he's strong, and he's this, and he's that. And all these traits are basically saying for a good leader. No, those are traits for a good leader. I'm saying because if you're very impatient, yeah, that makes you a bad leader. But if you're the leader, you're still the leader. You know what I mean? President can have all bad traits like he does right now with Biden, and he's still the leader. He's just a bad leader. Okay. What makes a leader, by definition, is the man or the person who has the last word in every argument or debate. That's the definition. You know what I mean? Like if you have a coach, right, of the team, even if you have coaches underneath, they always have a head coach, right? That coach, you don't say shit back to him. You might give your opinion, right? You're going to say, I think we should do this play over here instead of that play, right? And if he says no, then it's no. If he says yes, then it's yes, right? He could be a crappy coach, but that don't make him, these traits like he's patient or whatever, no, that doesn't make a leader. That makes a good or a bad leader. What makes a leader is someone who has the last word in every argument or debate, right? So this is the first two questions you ask your lady, right? Do you want your man to be the leader? Okay, and they all say yes. If they say no, they're right there. That's it. Dump them. Get rid of them. Get them out of your life. They're toxic. They will destroy everything about you because they have no respect for you. Okay, they have none. No respect. And I'm not talking their conscious mind. Their conscious mind might have the most respect for you than they've ever had for any other man in their life. But their subconscious, it's run by their biomechanisms, their survival mechanisms. That subconscious part, yeah. Woo! Sooner or later it takes over. It gnaws and gnaws at that conscious, until finally the subconscious bursts into this conscious, and the subconscious hates you. And if it takes a long time to get into the subconscious part. So when it does get there, it's built up. It's concentrated hate, at that point. So anyways, do you want your man to be the leader? And they're all going to say yes. So the next question is, do you want the man to have the last say in all arguments? And what's a leader? It's someone who has the last say in all arguments. So these two questions. And what's funny is, and you can actually don't tell them though. But if you want to do a test, like just go around and ask 20 women that that you're not interested in, just to see what their answers are. You can literally tell them, okay? And this is where I started to realize that, yes, this is true. These women cannot, and it's not that they, and I'm not saying, obviously, if you take the 10% of the top tier women in the world, the most intelligent, the most capable, the most whatever, yes, obviously they're going to be good leaders. They're, most likely they're going to be good leaders, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying women can't be good leaders. I'm just saying there's only the few top at the whatever. Everybody else. Because even you can go get an attorney. Go get a top tier attorney that's female. I guarantee you she'll fail this test and look like a moron. Okay? So anyways, you're asking basically the same question. That's all it is. Question 3 and 4? Yeah. They're the same exact question. I just replaced, just like here, I replaced leader with what the definition of a leader is, right? So that's all I did for these 20 questions. That's all I did. And they will oh my, it's hilarious. I can't wait. You see next.
video, but it is so hilarious how women. That's the you got to do that if you want to know what women are like, really.